Hello, everybody, and welcome to Artcheck Round 165. Sorry, we are starting late. That is completely my fault. We've been on here. We've just been talking about stuff. But we're just going to kind of jump into it, do it kind of fast today. We're not going to have a topic. I know I said that last time, and we did have a topic, but we're not going to have a topic this time for real. We're just kind of going to talk about, the three basic points and then sign off and be back next week. So, last art check. Let me pull up your screen.
Okay. Okay, so we looked before we went on, and last week I said that I was going to finish sketches for episode 2, and get into sketches for 3, I think.
Yes. Yeah, you said sketching, inking, like possibly inking, and then maybe sketches for episode 3.
I think did I say that I wanted to finish inking episode 2?
No. You said that you wanted to start inking episode 2. You wanted to finish sketching episode 2.
Okay, that's awesome because I am like 2 panels away from being done with episode 2. So awesome. This is one of the panels that I will show. It's like a big old scroll down. And there's this one. I can't show the one below it. But you can see on the tiny little scrolly bar here, I have done all of these panels. So I got much farther than I said I would, which is really, really cool. And then this is something I was doing today. This is a sketch for episode 3. So yeah, I got way farther than I said I would, which is great. Because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it's about like 20 panels. I already know that. So that's cool. That's what I did. Yeah, that's about it. I did go back and rewrite some stuff. So episodes 1 through 3 used to be super, super long, and now they're spaced out they're broken up into 20 panel per episodes. So yeah, they're smaller, but they're way more manageable now, which means I'm finishing stuff on a more regular basis, which is really, really important. So that's what I did. What about you?
So I said, first off, hey Ronnie.
Thank
awesome
you.
Panel. Yes, agreed. Mm-hmm. So I talked about how I was gonna do some website redesign stuff, and I realized like that's not really what I want to do. And so I went back to my initial idea of logos, and I kind of scrapped the whole failed Shark Tank invention thing, and I was like, what if I just come up with my own brands, go from there? So I've been working on a arcade brand called Level Up. And it's just LVLUP. So it's called Level Up. And well, first I like briefly explored like rebranding board games. So like this was just like a brief exploration of it. Like this was like going to be the pipe, the candlestick, the wrench, and then I was going to make this look like a rope, and then it was going to be bleeding or like have footsteps or something like that. So anyway, so that was like some basic idea there that I decided to not do. It's like my backup plan. But so this is what I started off with. And what I found out is that this is like the most basic thing anytime you look up Level Up, is the U and the arrow. And so I wanted to kind of make it different. And so there's this thing that I don't remember what it's called, but if it's like an 80s type of
like
thing.
Like the grid.
Yeah, it's like the grid. Yeah,
like the vector video game grid, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the sunset in the background anyway. So I looked at that. I looked at kind of like a Pac-Man style. I just drew an arcade, just to see what happened. Just drew like a joystick, like air hockey stuff. And then I went over here, and it was just a lot more experimentation of like, I'm going to draw the side view of a racing game. I'm going to draw a shooter game. I'm going to draw what if this was completely neon and the L was powering, like whenever people say just like sketch it out, like that's what I did here. There's no like finished ideas until it gets to like here. And so this idea is kind of mixing this part. It's hard because it's like all backwards. It's mixing this part with like an arrow kind of spacing it out type thing. But then I had another idea and I don't know how I'm going to pull it off, but I think it'd be really cool. So I actually need your help on it because you understand perspective. There's a cop.
Soon, so we are in the same
yeah. So this is like really, really crappy looking. Don't judge this. But the thought is that this is actually going to be a Joy-Con and level up is going to be in the box. And then this actually might
how
just
is that
be
a Joy-Con?
It doesn't look good.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't see the Joy-Con.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
look
also, if you think about like if it's an arcade, then there wouldn't be any Switch stuff.
Yeah,
There'd
there's
be like the more basic things that not console stuff.
This is really crappy. But so
you're talking about a joystick.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I still don't see a Joy-Con.
Joystick. So anyways, so the thought is kind of that this will be inside the box and it will create a joystick, and either the joystick will be an arrow or the joystick will be an actual joystick, and if it's the actual joystick, then the circle on top and this whole thing will still be that like gradient, not gradient, but that whole thing. I don't know. It's just ideas.
If you're going to do the perspective thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about.
Yeah, I would do the perspective thing or the joystick thing.
Okay.
Not together, because then you're like breaking perspectives and then it's confusing. At least as the sketch. But I think the perspective thing would be really, really cool. Mm-hmm. And there are some old arcade games that would totally fit that aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, specifically, I don't know what the game is, but there's a video and I'll show it to you. But like video game, like the stand-up arcade games that were like all the boxy ones. There was one for a while, like a method of how stuff showed up on the screen called vector graphics. And it was about dots connecting. And so I feel like it would fit that really, really well. But yeah. I will find the video that kind of shows what I'm thinking of aesthetically that maybe could be a good inspiration for that.
Yeah. It'll be, I don't know. I thought of like the whole perspective joystick idea yesterday, and then like I wanted to talk about it on here. So literally, I think I like just wrote it down really, really fast. So it's not at all a good sketch or very thought through looking, but it's in my head.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time to throw it into a sketchbook yet. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There's a few ideas that I like. Emily and I really talked about this one, because basically finding like a really cool font or kind of like doing it myself, and then still having that arrow type of thing. But the thing is like I'm really passionate about logos and I like them a lot, and so that's what I want to do. So that's, I think, what's going to happen. And I'm just going to start off with that arcade. I'm going to send the email to Corey, and then maybe I'll get to do my 18 days. Maybe I won't.
I have a suggestion with that logo.
Okay.
You should do a neon and a non-neon version. So the non-neon version being the actual logo you would put on like stationery or whatever.
Yeah.
And the neon version basically being like, this is what we would put in like big logo stuff, and also like an actual neon sign or something.
Yeah, my plan was to do a mock-up of a neon sign to show what it would look like neon.
Cool.
Like, not design it to look neon. Like, design it flat. And then I found like free neon mock-ups.
Yeah.
And so that was like my plan. But I also thought about like throwing it on the side of an arcade game. But I don't want to make my own mock-up.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm not doing that again. So anyways, so that's been kind of it. Emily and I talked, like I said, we talked about it a little bit already Saturday, but yeah, that's just kind of what's tossing around in my head in my free time. So forget the whole web design thing, but I did say I wanted to figure out what I was doing with my 18 days, and I did figure out what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
we both heavily accomplished what we set out to do last week, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Challenges, what you got?
My back hurts. My
Aw.
desk is not ergonomic. I need a standing desk. It's just, and like I keep scrunching up my left side, and it's so knotted up and sad. I had to put
Get
like
your massage gun.
I did. I have used the massage so much that my back is sore from that too.
Oh,
And
no.
then my only like options at the end of the day are like put penetrate, which is like deep blue or like icy hot lotion. So put like that all over my back, and then I'm probably gonna take some pain medicine. It's so sad. It's
I'm
just like
sorry.
my left side is so scrunched up, which is weird because it's not my dominant side, so I don't know what I'm doing. But my desk is too low, and my chair doesn't go down any further, and bad ergonomics. That's my challenge. Is that my back hurts a lot.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry.
thanks. It's okay. What are your challenges?
I had a good challenge and like a legit challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Good challenge is I got the job.
Yay, yay, yay.
Yes. So I got the job that I was talking about last time. I am Anthem Business Group's graphic designer. And so that's really exciting. What has happened is that it's caused some stress. I wrote like a 4-paragraph email to this professor explaining, please allow me to attend on Zoom because my job is 30 minutes into like the big town. And I'm just not going to find parking. Like it's not going to work
Yeah.
if I can't take it on Zoom. And there are no other options. Like I can't take like an 8 a.m. class because I would if I could.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so that's just kind of caused some like underlying stress of like, how am I ever going to take this class if I'm not allowed to do it on Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like I'm constantly going to be on Zoom and like all that stuff. I just want to attend the class periods on Zoom and I want to do everything else in person.
Yeah.
But so that's just kind of caused some stress. And then what new jobs do to me is just change is hard. Like I don't do change well. I find it extremely hard to like, what is it that we talk about? Executive dysfunction or whatever it is,
Yeah.
executive function. Change is one of those things where like I really struggle with it, but I've kind of been trying to use the logos to cope. And so like it's helping for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, it's actually kind of getting rid of some of the anxiety surrounding the thought of doing an 18-day project.
Good.
Yeah. So just kind of throwing myself into this logo has helped me not be so afraid. And I've been seeing what people in my class are, posting because they're posting now, and I'm like, I'm not posting publicly still. I mentally can't. It would be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to essentially just work on my little sketchbook, and my goal was to have the 18 days project done before the semester started. But my goal now is to have 18 complete sketched logos that I can start at the beginning of the semester.
Okay.
So maybe I'll be able to do my 18 days, but I have to fill up a whole sketchbook, and I just don't want to push that on myself because I have to wait for an email account to be checked, and I don't know how long that's going to take. Unless I circumvent it and use Discord, and then I feel bad.
I mean, I would say wait a certain time frame, and then
I know I don't want to. I know, but I don't want to. I feel bad.
Well, it makes sense. I promise. I don't want to explain it in further detail than on air, but oh, I was gonna say because then if you start the semester doing that project, then before everything kicks off like crazy, just with school, the first couple weeks of school is way less stressful than like the rest of the semester. So even if you start with it, then that's better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't have to start on my project for you, I think, until like week 3, which would be
just
great.
get it done before week 3, and then like boom. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, those are kind of my challenges. Like I said, it's like good challenges. Is like getting this job is fantastic. It's just the stress of figuring out change and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, also I can't sleep. I got put on this new vitamin thingy, and it's great, and it helps with like this thing that I got diagnosed with last week. Anyways, I can't sleep anymore, and so I like can't function as well when I want to sketch and draw stuff.
Yeah.
But that's getting figured out tomorrow, so it's fine.
Okay.
But that's the not so good one that I was thinking of. Next Artcheck.
Episode 3. I won't be done with
Yeah.
it, but I think I will be well into. I've been doing inking and then coloring a page at a time, not the whole episode. So I would say, like, by next week, I think I'd like to be 2 pages into episode 3. I still have half of it to sketch. So I'm doing, because in the span of the week, I was able to do 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5 pages, 4.5. So I'd say 2 pages into episode 3 is probably where I want to be. And then hopefully I can keep ahead of stuff and also be sketching at the same time with episode 4. So that one's a maybe. But that's where I want to be, is like halfway or 2 pages into episode 3.
Okay. Sweet. I don't know, because I don't know when I start my job. I know it's this week. I'm waiting for a callback. But I want to at least have a more finalized concept for the logo.
Okay.
Like either it's going to be sketched out really well or I'm going to have a draft.
Yeah.
Like that's what's happening there. It's either going to be sketched out really, really well or it's going to be a draft. So, and if it's sketched out very well, my goal is to have it in the iPad.
Nice.
Let's have it like on Procreate. So, anyways, so that's my goals. So, like we said, we're going to keep it short. If you want to find my stuff, go to @thecomeback_KLD on Twitter, and that is where you will find that we are posting when we are doing Artcheck, because it's a little bit fluctuating right now while I figure out the new job. So go follow me on there. You're not going to have any luck finding me on Instagram. My website portfolio is down below. Go check it out. I put up some new projects about a month ago, I think. So go check that out. If you want to find Emily's stuff, go to @Guminelli, literally anywhere. Go to guminelli.com. She just updated her website, and it is now super awesome. It shows a bunch of her projects. So if you're curious as to what she's done before, what she's doing right now with her comic Seeing Red, which also one of those episodes is out right now, and you can go find that on Webtoons. But in her portfolio at guminelli.com, she also talks a little bit more about her webtoon in there. It takes you to the webtoon. It's really great. So anyways, go check her out. Find my Twitter, go check out my website, all that type of stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell, because you'll actually get notified when we go live. So if you don't happen to see it on Twitter and you want to be in the chat, you'll have a way to figure out that we're going live if you hit the bell. If you don't hit the bell, then you don't get notified. But did I forget anything?
No.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks, Ronnie, for being in the chat. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.